Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to see you all. Let me introduce myself. My name is MARLIYANA. I'm from 6D class. Okay, my friend. In this presentation, we will discuss about language disorder at least children or Cadel. Okay, disturbance of the speaking mechanism in least children. Language skills are more often associated with speaking. The ability in the speaking and speaking of a child builds up by the child, namely cognition condition from birth and from the environment, which is the form of a stimulus that is around the child, especially the word the child hears. According to Care 2003, state that speech mechanism disorder is production of speech by integrated activity of the vocal cords, tongue muscle that make up the oral cavity, and esophagus and lungs on the vocal cords and on the tongue and in the cavity, mouth and esophagus. Etymologically, the word psycholinguistic is formed from the word psychology and the word linguistic, which are two different fields of the science, each of which stand alone with examining language as their formal object. Only the material object are different. Linguistic studies language behavior or language process, thus mean objectives are different. The language phenomenon associated with the psycholinguistic is speech disorder, one of which is lisp or Cadel. Okay, the next is the language phenomenon associated with psycholinguistic. I choose is lisp or Cadel. In KBBI, list is not perfect to pronounce words so that the sound R is pronounced L. For example, the words in Indonesian language, Raja is pronounced Laja. I observed speech mechanism disorder in children who are still experiencing slur pace in the receptive and expressive language process in phonological disorder. The objective expected in this observation are describe the form of receptive disorder and to describe the form of expressive disorder. In phonological disorder in a child mind environment. Okay, the next is the method I use to collect the data are the listening the method and the proficient method. According to Sudaryanto in Somantri 2016, the listening method is a method that is done by listening to the use of language. The proficient method is a method conversation and contact occurs between the author as the researcher and the speaker as the resource. This observer conduct listening and conversation in the use of language for children with language disorder. Okay, the next is phonological disorder. From the data, there are several phonological disorders in the word merah and biru. He pronounced it to be melah. There is an omission of the R in the middle of the word and replacement of the sound R become L. And in the word hijau, he pronounced it to be hidau, omitting the sound J in the middle position of the word and changing the sound J to D. In the data conversation, it was identified there was a phonological disorder in the form of eliminating the sound R, J, and changing the sound R to L and J to D. Okay, the next is receptive disorder. Based on the result of data analysis, it was found that the receptive disorder from this data can be concluded that the sensory receptive disorder in children is not disturbed. The child is able to understand the image provided by the observer. Expressive disorder in phonological disorder. In the expressive disorder, in phonological disorder, the child who experiences language disorder is the mixing of sound R and J disturbed, the replacement of sound R into L and become D disturbed, while the addition of sound and sound irregularity is not found or not disturbed. Okay, before I closing, I want to conclude that the form of receptive disorder in these children do not have disturbance in sensory perception, visual or auditory. Expressive disturbance in phonology were found in the form of replacement followed by omission. The add sound and the irregularity of the sound were not found in the child speech. Okay, thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.